welcome to our podcast about the difference between Skype and in-person interviews with Steve the host and Shirley the expert. First of all, what is Skype? Skype is a computer program that works like the video phones you've seen on the Jetsons or Pokemon, and allows you to communicate with people in far-off lands over the internet. Now, Shirley, what are the advantages using Skype for an interview instead of in person?
Actually, there are a lot of pros in Skype interviews. One of them is the file exchange. People are able to send in application materials quickly during their Skype interview rather than having to wait for email responses and delays through emails. This way we can just confirm that files have been successfully received. Another big one is definitely travel. You don't have to travel across the world for an interview.
With the price of gas and airfare, that's wonderful.
Definitely. And another point is cost. The cost is totally free. And it's really reliable. Skype only has gone down twice.
That is really remarkable.
Another thing you can do is screen share, and it lets you share screens with other individuals in Skype. And lastly, recording videos. People are able to record videos and reference back to them.
Wonderful. Are there any cons to using Skype?
There are. One, I would say it was just kind of the lack of internet. Some people may not have internet access, and others may not be able to receive any connection. Another one would be no webcam. It might be hard to communicate with others if there's no webcam, even though we do have kind of a Skype call for just voice communication.
Yeah, but aren't a lot of modern laptops now come with webcams?
Yes, they do, and even desktops as well. So it's just a matter of updating your technology-wise. Sometimes there might be a lag due to how good your connection is. I know that sometimes Wi-Fi can be pretty slow as to being actually connected through like an Ethernet cord.
Yeah. Every once in a while, my 15 megabytes somehow, the faster you can get, is very slow.
Right. And another one is having people not paying attention to you. They might be distracted with other things. So it might be hard for you just to focus on the one-on-one Skype interview, and you might get really distracted.
Right, like if a dog starts barking or something.
Yeah, just complications for that. And I guess another one is just kind of paying for conference calls numbers. You do have to pay a certain fee to make conference calls for landlines and cell phones. And yeah, that's pretty much the con.
Let's go quickly and talk about in-person interviews.
Okay, in-person interviews. Some of the pros of the in-person interviews are wanting the person to be here. Sometimes you just want people to be there to have a more comfortable communication and environment for some people. Definitely another pro is not having any technical issues. You don't have to worry about technology or having internet access or installing programs into your computer. Another thing about in-person interviews is you can talk to more than one person at once, so which is always a positive. Social cues is definitely one of them. Just kind of your personal body language, handshakes, certain things that people should expect for an interview that you cannot tell from a Skype interview. And lastly,
like personally, I know some things you just can't communicate over the internet very well.
Definitely. And lastly, it's a more controlled environment. You won't get distracted off a dog barking in the back. So that's definitely the pros of in-person interviews.
What are the cons real quick? Because we are going over time.
You don't have to send files that have times and have delays, and especially another one is time. You don't have to make up the time and plan trips.
Right. And like I said before, like with the cost of travel, that can get very expensive, especially if you're going overseas. Based on your knowledge, which method do you prefer and why?
I feel that Skype is a better form of interviewing just because we've developed so much through technology. We are more familiar with Skype nowadays, and Skype and technology is a popular trend today. So that's just my personal preference.
Well, you made some very good points. This is the end of Shirley and Steve podcast. The end.